Okay, now we move to problem 6. Problem 6 says, assume that the following budget constraint for SAMI, this is the budget constraint where, it is 8 QL plus 10 QB equal 44. Okay, where QL is the quantity consumed of labne and QB is quantity consumed of baguettes. Baguettes, which is kind of, French bread. Part 1 of the problem, it says what would the price unit of labne and the price unit of baguettes be given this budget constraint. This is the budget constraint. The budget constraint is that expenditure equal income. So this is the expenditure. The price A, quantity is QL, plus the price is 10 of baguettes, and the quantity of baguettes is QB, and the income is 44. So he's saying what would be the price of unit of labne is 8. Price of labne, price per unit of labne, per kilogram of labne, per whatever, units. And then the price of baguettes, okay, is 10. Okay, it's a kind of loaf of French bread. It's called baguettes. Now, part 2 or question 2 of problem 6 says, what would SAMI's income be? Of course, this is the income. Remember, expenditure equal income. So this is income. 44 is in the income. Okay, price of baguettes times quantity of baguettes plus price of labne times quantity of labne is equal to income, which is the income is 44. Great. Plot this budget constraint on a graph where quantity of labne is on the x-axis, as you can see here, and quantity of baguettes is on the y-axis, as you can see over here. Now, of course, we need to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept of the budget constraint or budget line. The y-intercept, of course, is calculated by what? We have already solved the question, similar to this. You can go back to that. But however, we can repeat that. To find the y-intercept, of the budget constraint, all we have to do is that, the y-intercept is equal what? The income over the price of the good on the y-axis, which is what? Baguettes. The price of baguettes is 10, therefore 44 over 10 is going to be 4.4. To find the x-intercept of the budget constraint, we divide the income, which is 44, over the price of the good on the x-axis, which is labne, and labne is 8. So 44 over 8, we come up with 5.5. And you just connect those points, and we come up with the budget constraint. So this is the budget constraint. Budget constraint. Okay? Great. Now, of course, question 4. 3, 4. Fill in the following table. This is the table here. Of course, we have two goods, labne and baguettes. This is the quantity of labne that the individual is to consume, for SAMI is to consume, from 0 all the way to 5. The same thing, the units of, or the loaves of baguettes that he is going to consume range from 0 all the way to 5. So now we have to fill out the blanks in this table. So here we have a blank over here, and the total utility is, of course, missing. So we have, when he consumed the first unit of labne, or the first kilogram of labne, say, he get 100 utils. Remember, the measurement of the good, the utility, is in utils. Okay, so 100 utils. When we move to the second, we don't know, but we know, he is giving us the marginal utility is 88. So to find the total utility for the second unit of Lebanon, all we have to do, we just add the first, utility, the utility for the first unit plus the marginal utility for the second unit. And we come up with what? Of course, 188. So here we get 188. Okay? Because 188 minus 100 is going to be the marginal utility for the second unit, which is 88. Well, great. Now, to find the marginal utility for the fourth unit, it's going to be what? Total utility for the fourth unit minus total utility for the third unit over, quantity of the fourth unit minus quantity of the third unit, which is 4 minus 3. Therefore, 326 minus 264, 326 minus 264, and we come at 326 minus 264, we come up with 62. Okay, so we got we got 62. Great. Now we move to the fourth column. This is the first column, second, third, fourth. Okay. The fourth column is about marginal utility per dollar or marginal utility per price. All we have to do, we just divide the marginal utility, of course, over the price of Lebanon. Okay, so we got here 100 over the price of Lebanon is what? 8. Okay, so we got here where we just divide the marginal utility per price, the marginal utility of Lebanon 100 over the price of Lebanon 8, and we come up with 12.5. 12.5. We move to the second, 88 over 8, 88 over 8, we come up with 11. 76 over 8, we get 9.5. And we got 62 over 8. We get 7.75. And then we move 56. 56 over, of course, price of Lebanon 8. We come up with 7. So now, of course, we found all numbers under the heading marginal utility per price with respect to Lebanon. Now we move to the table regarding the baguettes, because the consumer Sami is consuming two goods, Lebanon and baguettes. So we have the quantities ranges from the quantities here, as you can see, range from 0 all the way to 5. And then the total utility here the total utility numbers are given, except here the total utility for, the unit 4. So we have, and here the marginal utility for unit 2 is not given. They're missing. So we need to fill out, these things. Now, how we find the marginal utility for the second unit of baguettes, of course, is going to be equal to 205 minus 110. 205 minus 110, which is equal 95, which is equal 95. Okay, now we move to finding the total utility for the fourth unit. So what we do, we just add the total utility for the third unit plus the marginal utility for the fourth unit. Okay, so 285, 285 plus 70 we got 355. 355. Okay? Because 355 minus 285, of course, you're going to get 70. The margin 20 for the fourth unit is going to equal this number that we just wrote minus the number before it, which is total 20 for the fourth unit, minus total 20 for the third unit, over 1, that you get 70. We finish from here. All you have to do now is what? Is to find the numbers, the missing numbers in the fourth column here in the baguettes. So all we have to do, we divide the margin 20 over the price of the margin 20 of baguettes over the price per baguette. So here we get 110. You know, as you can see, price of baguette is 10. So here 110 over, you know, price we get here 11. Now 95 over 10, it's 9.5. 80 over 10 is going to be 8. 70 over 10 is going to be 7. 60 over 10 is going to be 6. And that will give you, of course, you know, the values in the fourth, you know, column. Now, what we do now, we need to, of course, what we need to do now, after finishing the table here, we need to answer question 5. It says, what combination of quantities would achieve, of course, would achieve or attain the maximum utility? Condition. Of course, here, of course, we need, you remember, two conditions must be satisfied in order to find the combination of the two goods that will maximize the consumer's total utility. This is the first condition, and in the sixth question, we'll give you the second condition. So the first condition is what? The margin utility per price should be the same. So we say here, first, now, combination, first combination. The first combination is that what? We look over here, we take this one over here, take this, with this. We compare this last column, the fourth column under the Lebanese heading, with the fourth column under the baguettes heading. That's what we need. We get here, we start with 12.5. Do we have 12.5? We don't have. 11, do we have 11? Yes, we have 11. So here we say marginal utility of Lebanese over price of Lebanese equal marginal utility of baguettes over price of baguettes is equal 11. Great. Now the question is that how many units, now of course this is one. Okay, this is the combination. What combination of quantities would achieve the maximum total utility? Of course here we'll notice that in this case here, that implies he consumes, with this case, what? 2 Lebanese is 2 units of Lebanese. We said here quantity of Lebanese is equal to, and quantity of baguettes is equal what? 11 2, and here 11 1. Now, second combination. 9.5, we have 9.5, as you can see. So, margin utility per price is equal margin utility per price, which means 9.5 equal 9.5. Okay? Then how many units he consumed when 9.5 are equal, the monetary per price is the same for both. It's going to be equal here 3. Quantity of Lebanese is equal to 3, and quantity of baguettes is equal what? 2. Great. We move. Do we have other things? 9.5. Now 7.75. Of course, we don't have. Now 7, we have 7 here. 7 we have. Third case, or marginal utility per Lebanese over price of Lebanese equal marginal utility per baguettes over price of baguettes, which is equal 7 equals 7. Great. Okay. Now, how many units he consumed? 5. That implies quantity of Lebanese is equal 5, and quantity of baguettes is equal 4. Great. Now, so this is the end of the answer of the first question. This is the first condition. Remember, in order for the location, or order for the combination to be part of his maximization of utility, that combination, should satisfy 2 conditions. This is the first condition satisfied. Now we have to look at the second condition. Second condition is that the expenditure on these goods, should equal the income that he has. The income is what? Is 44. Now we come here. What combination of quantities, of course, would satisfy the budget constraint? Okay, we move here, check here. Check all the combinations. Okay, for the first one, not here, 1, what we get here? We get 2 units of Lebanese and 1 unit of what? Of baguettes. How much each unit of Lebanese cost? Is 8. So, we say 2 times 8 plus, of course, 1 times the price of baguette is 10. And we come up with 16 plus 10, which is equal to 26. So that one is not accepted. It's less than, as you can see here, this is 26 less than 44. We don't need it. We move to the second one. The second one, he consumes 3 units of Lebanese and 2 units of baguettes. 3 times 8 plus 2 times 10, which is equal, 3 times 8, 24, plus 20, 44. Okay, 44, which is the same, which is equal his income, 44. Therefore, we stop and we say now that, the consumer, of course, consumes 3 units of Lebanese and 2 units of baguettes in order to maximize utility. So we can say here, the consumer, or Sami should consume 3 units of Lebanese and 2 units of baguettes. 3 units of labne and 2 units of baguettes. Okay, move to part 7 of the question of the problem. It says represent the combination on the graph while showing Sammy's indifference curve. Now remember here, this is the indifference curve. It's here the same thing. We reproduce it over here. Okay. Now, of course, okay. Now, how many units of lemony he consumes? 3. And how many units of baguettes? 2. So we come here, 3 units of lemony. That's 3 over here. And this is 2 over here. Okay. And we just, you know, this is 3. This is 3, and this is 2. Okay, and we draw the indifference curve, and this is the indifference curve. Okay, and this is how we do that. You know, we show the quantity of lemony, we show the quantity of baguettes, and where at the point of tangency between the indifference curve of Sammy and his budget constraint. Okay. And then we draw, of course, the quantity of lemony and the quantity of baguettes. Great. Now, part 8 of the problem, or question 8, it says if Sammy's income drops to 26, Sammy's income drops to 20, how would the consumer equilibrium change? Of course, we still have the same thing over here, but now instead of 44, we have a 26. Okay, we have what? 26. Now, we can, of course, because he wants, we can draw this budget constraint because 26, of course, to find the, the y-intercept, all we have to do is that what income over the price of, baguettes. The income is 26 over the price of baguettes 8. We get, of course, 2.6. And then 26 over 10 drops to 26. Of course, here the y-intercept, as you can see, the y-intercept is that we have baguettes. So 26 over 10, we get 2.6. And then the x-intercept is that 26 over 8, we get 3. This is the new budget line. When the income changes to 26, of course, from 44. Now, the question is that, of course, this is the answer for question 8. Of course, Sammy's income dropped 26. How would the consumer equilibrium change? Show the change in the budget constraint and in the indifference curve. Okay. Of course, here, that's what you get over here. Now, after, of course, now what we need to do here, once the income changed 26, now we just go back to here. The same columns, column 4 here and column 4 here, and we compare them, which combination, we already have done that, which combination of these, of course, will, equal 26. Yeah, what are the combinations of lemony and baguettes, will equal to 26? We look over here, when we check all the combinations, we check the first, case, we get 26. So, in this case, we notice that, Sammy must consume 2 units of course, lemony and 1 unit of course, baguettes in order to maximize his totality. So we have 2 and 1. This is 2 over here, 2 lemony. Okay, this is 2 over here. And this is 1. So we get here, we get here. This is 2, and this is 1. And this is here. We draw another, indifference curve. This is the indifference curve. IC2. This is IC1. okay, to distinguish them. And this is what you get here. The quantity of baguettes is 1, and the quantity of labani is 2, and we just state them over here at the point of, tangency between the budget constraint and the indifference curve of Sami when income has changed to 26. Of course, this is the end of the question or problem 6. These are the parts of problems number 6. Now we will move to a word problem. Of course, this word problem is an application of the concept we studied in this chapter regarding total utility and marginal utility. What this question says. Individuals who purchase second homes usually spend less for them than they do for their first, for their first homes. Why is this the case? The question is very clear, saying that people, consumers, purchasers, who purchase second homes usually, pay less or spend less for them than they do for the first homes, for their first homes. The question, why is this the case? Of course, usually the marginal utility of the second home, of course, is not as prominent or notable as the first home. Usually, the marginal utility for the second home is not as notable or prominent or great as the first homes. Therefore, the marginal utility for the second home is going to be less from the first home. If the marginal utility of the second home is less, okay, then consumers will be willing to pay less for the second home than for the first home. Why? Because the price will always reflect the marginal utility rather than total utility. If the marginal utility is less, therefore the price is going to be less. That's why consumers, will spend less money for the second home than for the first home, because the marginal utility for the second home is going to be less than the marginal utility for the first home, and therefore, and thus, they will pay or they spend less money for the second home, because marginal utility reflect the price rather than total utility reflect. In other words, the price will reflect marginal utility rather than total utility. And this is the answer of this